What's going on with the All Blacks? For decades, they were the undisputed kings of world rugby, the team everyone feared. That black jersey was a symbol of dominance, of invincibility. Remember the back-to-back World Cup wins in 2011 and 2015. That team is arguably the greatest sports team of all time in any sport. But lately, something's changed. The aura seems to be fading. It's been a tough few years for All Blacks fans. We've seen a string of unwanted records and historic losses. It started with that first-ever defeat to Ireland in 2016. Then, under Ian Foster, we lost to Argentina for the first time. Scott Razor Robertson, the man everyone hoped would be the savior, has come in, but the struggles have continued. A first loss to the Pumas in South America, a record defeat against the Springboks, and now a loss to England that has sent the nation into another round of soul-searching. What on earth is happening? Is it the coaching? Is it the players? Are we just not producing the same caliber of talent anymore? These are the questions being asked from pubs in Invercargill to boardrooms in Auckland. Well, former All Black scrum-half Steve Devine has weighed in, and he's pinpointed to major areas that he believes are at the heart of this decline. His insights are fascinating, and they paint a picture of a system that might be starting to crack. First up, Devine points the finger at a decline in the fundamental skills of the players. He reckons the skill level just isn't what it used to be. He specifically recalls a period around 2005 when New Zealand rugby made a huge leap forward. He said, "We used to always be big and strong, but then we introduced a couple of specialist coaches from overseas who pretty much taught the country how to punt kick. Think about that. They brought in experts for tackling, for kicking, for catching, and for passing. These coaches traveled around the country, working with players at all levels, from grassroots to the provincial unions. They systematically lifted the skill set of the entire nation. They taught the drop punt, refined tackling techniques, and drilled the basics until they were second nature. The result, a generation of players who were not just physical specimens, but also incredibly skillful. Devine says he doesn't see that same level of execution today. He watched the game against England and saw basic errors costing the team dearly. He mentioned seeing players make space, only for the final pass to be high, sloppy, and inaccurate. These are the one-percenters, the small details that the All Blacks used to get right every single time. Now, those small errors are creeping in, and at the highest level of Test rugby, those mistakes get punished. It's a powerful point. Are we still investing enough in specialist skills coaching across the board, or have we become complacent, assuming our players will just naturally have those skills? But it's not just about the skills of the players who are currently in the system. Devine's second point is perhaps even more worrying for the future of New Zealand rugby. He says we are losing the battle for our own talent. We're talking about a talent drain that's starting at an alarmingly young age. He explains, we do see a lot of kids being removed from schoolboy rugby, poached to go international, poached to go to Australia and play NRL. It's a major issue. This is the crux of the problem. New Zealand has always been a factory for world-class rugby players. Our schoolboy system is legendary, but now other codes and other countries are coming in and picking off our best and brightest before they even get a chance to wear a provincial jersey, let alone an All Blacks one. Imagine the next Manu or the next Conrad Smith. These are players who defined a generation of All Blacks rugby. According to Devine, players with that kind of potential are now leaving the game, sometimes as young as 14 or 15. They are being lured across the Tasman Sea with big money contracts to play in Australia's National Rugby League, the NRL. It's a completely different sport, but the athletic talent is transferable. And it's a battle that, as Devine says, we're not winning. New Zealand rugby is struggling to compete with the financial muscle of NRL clubs and overseas rugby markets. For a young athlete from a humble background, the offer of a life-changing contract for their family is incredibly difficult to turn down. Can you blame them? Absolutely not, but the cumulative effect of losing these future stars is now starting to be felt at the very top. The pipeline of talent, which once seemed endless, is showing signs of running dry. So, when you put these two factors together, you start to see a clearer picture. On one hand, the fundamental skill level of the players in the system might be slipping. On the other hand, the very best young athletes, the ones who could become the next generation of legends, are being tempted away from the sport altogether. It's a double whammy. This isn't just about one bad loss to England or a tough couple of seasons. This is about the very foundation of New Zealand's rugby dominance. For years, we relied on a superior skill set and an endless supply of world-class talent. Steve Devine's argument is that both of those pillars are now under serious threat. Of course, this isn't the end of the world. New Zealand rugby is resilient. Scott Robertson is a proven winner, and there's still an immense amount of talent in the country. But these are serious warning signs that can't be ignored. The inquest after the England loss is just the beginning. The real work will be in addressing these deeper, systemic issues. How can we reinvest in specialist skills coaching? And how can New Zealand rugby find a way to keep its most talented kids in the game of rugby union? Solving these two problems will be the key to whether the All Blacks can climb back to the top of the mountain, or if this decline is the new reality. It's a massive challenge for Scott Robertson and for the entire New Zealand rugby union. The solutions won't be easy or quick. It requires a long-term strategy, investment, and a hard look at the entire pathway from schoolboy rugby to the black jersey. The legacy of the All Blacks depends on it. What do you think? Do you agree with Steve Devine's assessment? Are slipping skills and the talent drain the main reasons for the All Blacks' recent struggles? Or is there something else at play? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. It's a conversation the whole country needs to be having. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more rugby analysis. Catch you in the next one.